Greetings. It's your buddy, your pal, your friend, your teacher, your guide, Uncle Artist, ABW. It's the Mac Manual. This is principles, laws, game, instruction, particularly for young men. You old niggas, y'all, I can't do nothing with y'all. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. I speak to young men, preferably 18 to 22. That's a very, very pivotal time in a young man's life to really pick up some good instruction and apply it. It's a good time, especially if you have the less responsibilities that you have. You know, when you get encumbered by relationships, children, that's heavy baggage. It's not impossible. Speaking, this is a young. This is coming from a man who was a young father, young family man, had those responsibilities myself. I made it work, but I can speak to the challenges that it presents and the advantages I see to delaying those type of things. Family will always be there. Women will always be there. There is no shortage of women. I tell you, young man, that one that you think is the one, guarantee you, throughout your life, if you continue to live and you continue to grow and you continue to gain experience and you continue to magnetize the things that you desire into your life, you will meet more women who will give you that same feeling. If you have an image or you have a particular woman in mind that you think is just the one, if you continue to live, which is the goal, to live and to live prosperously, healthily, you're going to meet other women that give you that same feeling. The difference is you'll continue to grow in the maturity, the understanding, the awareness of yourself and of human nature to get exactly what you want out of that situation. I wanted to speak to a young man directly and just simply tell the young man to love yourself. Truly love yourself. Love is the most powerful force on earth. It absolutely is. When you understand what love is not what Disney told you love is. We're not talking about romantic love. Okay? We're talking about the love, the kind of love that is perfect. The perfect source of inspiration, the perfect source of knowledge and wisdom, love. Whether you are a believer in the Bible, you're a believer in other religions, particularly most individuals would, by and large, subscribe to some type of Abrahamic religion or ideology. You have different esoteric beliefs, and there is one thing that everyone, all types of ideology, will agree with, and that is the principle of one source, that oneness, and we are all expressions and demonstrations, different expressions and demonstrations of that one. Call him God. I call him God. I call him Yahweh. People refer to the as the universe. I'm not going to get into that, right? Just understand that unless you're just completely agnostic or atheist, you don't believe in any deity, any higher power, anything that's unseen. You don't believe in the unseen forces. Unless you're that, then you believe in the source, the creation, create the creator. That creator, whether you want to define it as that, but as the Bible says, let all that you be done, all that you do, be done in love. Above all of these is love. The Bible emphasizes the greatest of these is love. Now, faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. No greater love. Love is the strongest force on earth. Love is what allows you to do what you do effortlessly. Love is what allows you to do what you want to do. The thing that excites you the most. Think about that. Think about that feeling, something that you love. Think about your mom, if you had a mother who cooked for you, who loved you. Grandma. A lot of us have maybe had grandmas, and grandma could. I know my grandma. Anytime I went over her house, even up until when I was a grown man, go over her house, baby, did you eat? And whether it didn't matter what my answer was, she was gonna start getting in that kitchen and start cooking, and she was gonna whip me up something, just going in the refrigerator. She was gonna put something together, and it was gonna taste immaculate because what? That was her way of expressing love. She didn't have to follow a recipe. She didn't. It was just love. Okay. The happiest people on earth will report that they get up and they get to do what they love. Many of us don't ever get to that point as far as our occupations, as far as um, earning. Many of us reserve that to side hustles. Many of us have to volunteer to do the things that we love. Uh, in our free time, we do the things that we love. The best life, I believe, and I can attest to that because I get to do exactly what I love to do on a daily basis. Even in, because inevitably, in doing what you love, there are certain tasks and steps. For example, I'm a producer. I'm a music producer. I make beats, right? I love to sit there and manipulate sounds to make music, to make tracks for people to listen to, for people to put in their background music, for people to rap to sing to people have spoken word over, whatever have you. I love to do that. I don't love mixing and mastering, not necessarily. I don't love the packaging up of my product to send to people, to send to um, the people who are, my clients or people who are receiving my music. There is a process, there are steps to that. I have to mix and master, I have to label them, I have to separate the stems. Okay, those are steps. I don't necessarily love those steps, and as much as I can, I try to delegate those steps, right? But overall, I love the music making process, so that's what I do. My love allows me to grit through certain things, certain steps, and then as a Mac, a man of aptitude and charm and knowledge, I'm progressively refining my processes, documenting my processes so that I can delegate those processes and only do what I want to do. Only do what I love to do, and what you love to do is tied to what you do best. The more you can double down on what you do best and let other people do the rest, you have a recipe for success. Okay? Love yourself. What I just described, that love, that passion. I see a lot of young guys that don't have that love for themselves because, as I just mentioned, when you love yourself, you're going to love the overall process, even the hard steps, because you understand that you'll get better at those steps. You'll eventually find help for those steps, or there could come along to where you find tools, or you find processes change. I don't know, but everything is always in rhythm and ebbing and flowing. And I've mentioned before, that's why you have to be a student of life, have to understand the principles, the basic principles. And I speak about principles because they always apply. There's always principles to and laws to games that you play, to arenas that you step in. And the ultimate arena is the game of life. And the master principles, there's always principles, sub principles, master principles that supersede other principles. And the master principles of life are the 7 hermetic principles. And the principle of mentalism, all is mind. It's really the master principle is there's only one. Like I mentioned before, it's really only one master principle. But I won't get too deep into that. I just want to emphasize to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, like I mentioned before, you will do the hard things, the seemingly hard things. Or some you will fall in love with improving yourself. You will fall in love with lifting weights, exercising. You'll fall in love with disciplining yourself. You'll fall in love with giving grace to yourself and giving grace to others. You'll fall in love with self-improvement. And it shows. It radiates. It magnetizes. And it's the only way that you can ensure that the woman sitting across from you can believe in you. How can she believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? If you don't love yourself? If you don't value yourself? We always talk about high value. You hear a lot of high value, all that. Love yourself. Love yourself. Place your own value. And place it high. Uncle Artist. Peace and blessings.